Okay.
inventor's first and last names. What does map do? Map takes in an array, it does something with that array, and then returns a new array, but of the same length. I like to think of map as sort of like a factory machine where it takes in a raw material and will stamp it somehow and then pick out that item on the other end. Whereas filter, you can bring in 10 things and return 2. Map will always return the same amount of items as you give it. So here's what we're going to do is we'll say const full names equals inventors dot map. We have our inventor.
So we have const full name names equals inventors dot map. We're going to look at the individual inventor.
And there, from that, we are going to return the inventor dot first. Is that?
And then we're going to do a return using the fat arrow of inventor dot first. And then we are going to do the plus 2 quotes plus and inventor dot last. Little space in there. And then let's see. Oh, wait a minute. I got an extra. Shoot, what'd I do? Okay. Need closing parentheses. So hit save. And okay, what did I miss?
First name, and we can return inventor dot last. Console log the full names. Kind of works, but we still have a problem with the space here. So you could either.
Oh, I always forget that. The console log. So we need to actually get it to pull up. So console log full names. There we go. So we have the first name and we have a space with her last name.
Concatenate in a space, which will work, or you can return backticks and use template strings. Working great for us.
Okay, and we're going to play with the template strings a little bit. So if I was a student and be taking notes, I would do research on backticks and template strings. So the way he did that was, what was the backtick first? Yeah.
Pass.
The backtick, which is on the top left-hand side, right before the one above the tab key. Then you would do the $, curly bracket, close the curly bracket, and then you think you can take out all of that. We'll see if I'm right or not. I got something wrong. What I do wrong?
Next.
Oh, I need this $sign again. Let's see. And the backtick there, $sign here, and that should. That looks right. So save that and hit refresh, and I got something wrong. HTML 36. Okay, event 36. It says inventor first is not a function. Inventor first. What did I do different? Oh, no. You got inventors, dot map, inventor, fat arrow, inventor dot first. Const full names equals inventors dot map, parentheses, inventor, fat arrow, backtick, $, curly bracket, inventor. Yeah, spelled right? Looks like it. First, inventor, last. File, save, refresh. Nope. Inventor dot first is not a function. I don't want it to be a function. Inventors dot map, parentheses, inventor, fat arrow. Oh, wait. Okay. I'll try it. There we go. Okay, so let's do a little bit of research on the backticks and the template strings and see what exactly those are. Map, I think map is pretty clear what it does. It does something with the data that's in the array. So this one we combine, we could put their full name, first name and last name, and the result was all of them. Let's see, but let's look at template strings. Is that in here? I don't know. May not be. Let's do another search. Template strings. Template literal or template strings. Okay. Let's look at this one. The developers.google.com. So strings in JavaScript have been historically limited, lacking the capabilities one might expect. Rather than stuffing yet another feature in strings that we know them today, introduce a completely different way of solving this problem. So I don't really don't want to read all of that. So ES6 template literals are strings that can include embedded expressions, sometimes referred to as string interpolation. Template literals use backticks rather than using the single or double quotes we're used to with regular strings. The template literal can contain placeholders. So we, again, the $, and the 2 curly brackets, as we have here. And they talk about, they use backticks, which is, again, before the number 1 key, above the tab key on your keyboard. So they use backticks to include right before and right at the end of the string components. The value populated in placeholders, including the text between them, gets passed to a function. This is determined on the expression before the template string. If no expression exists before the template literal, the default template is used. So the sample demonstrates creating and working with expression placeholders. Let's see. I don't know what that's trying. to tell us. I mean, that explains it a little bit, but I'm not seeing. Yeah, so I'm going to go back up. I like the explanation, but I don't know what the example was supposed to be. That's a little bit more in depth than what we want to get into. Here's West Boss talking. Okay. So an intro to template strings. Let's see what he says. JavaScript, when you want to put a variable inside of a string, it's a pain in the ass because you have to stop your string, concatenate it on the variable, and then open your string again and keep going. So this is one way to do it. My dog, inside quotes, with the plus, and then the variable name is da-da-da. So you have to do all of that stuff. Most of the programming languages have the ability to just drop your variables right inside of a string and interpolate it. So what ends up happening is if you forget one of your closing quotes, you get an error and it tells you it's on line 3, and you say, of course it's on line 3, but I don't know where it is. We can fix all that with template strings or template literals in ES6. In JavaScript, we have double quotes and single quotes to make a string. Now we have a third way to make a string, and that's with backticks, which I've been using in most of my examples so far. So let's take a look at the above code, which is right there. How do we convert ES6 template string to ES6 template strings? We switch to using backticks and then the $ curly brackets inside the strings. So in the formal way, you see you have the single quotes, my dog, and then you have the variable name. So you start with a backtick and you end with a backtick. Okay, for the complete line, complete string that you're wanting. And you have the stuff that you're wanting to add in, and then you have the variable name that you're looking for, and we use the $ and the curly brackets. Then the is what we're building for the string, and then we add this variable of age times 7 for dog years, years old. Okay, so that is going to pop in or interpolate the name of the age variables that we previously had set there by using the $ curly brackets and the variable name. You can also run JavaScript straight away inside of these curly brackets too. You can add in a variable, you can run a function, you can run by JavaScript. So that's how you can use template literals or template strings. And you can see right here what the URL is if you want to look into it beyond just what this video is. So that's the explanation of that. And I think that's where I'm going to stop this video. I don't think there's anything else I want to cover on that. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video and then I'm going to start on the next one.